Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Tina Marie Hollywood, and thank you for listening and watching the Life Live. We have a great show for you today. We have wonderful, outstanding guests. I'm so excited about the guests that we have lined up. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my worldwide hostess for the mostest, Gerald Anderson. I think
Hey,
you like that. I think you like
worldwide.
that.
Oh man, I'm claiming that.
Worldwide.
Yeah, I'm claiming that. Hey, hey everybody. I'm Gerald C. Anderson Sr. I'm glad to be here tonight.
Yes, I knew you would like that one, Gerald. I was like, this is for you. This is for you. But yes, we have a great show for you, for everyone who's watching. And again, share, share, explore and let everyone see all of what we're speaking on and commenting on. It may not be for you, but it may be someone, it may help out someone that you know or you're connected to. So definitely help us out, because if you help us, we'll help you. But but definitely share the link and introduce us to some of your friends. We love it, and we could use the support. So we're very excited about that. So
Amen.
go ahead, Gerald.
I was just amening you.
Oh, okay, yes. So yeah, definitely.
I'm being the congregation to your preaching.
Yes, because you worldwide. so so before we get into our guests, again, like wait till you guys see our lineup or hear their conversations with us. And and also, if you all have any questions, anything you want to say, or just say how great we are, we can take those too. We like to be patted on the back a little bit. But again, if you have any questions for any of the guests that we have, feel free, type it in. We will definitely do our best to answer the questions if we are able to get to them. But also, it helps us with the interaction. So again, bring your comments, bring your questions, and have fun with us. We're here to kind of grow and explore and just love on everyone and learn from all of us. So before we get to our first guest, let's go to our media moment with Buff Patterson.
Hey,
Hey,
well,
Buff.
I'm so excited. This is Life's Positive Media Moment, and it's coming to you from Southern California. Yes, where the weather
It
never
never
gets
rains in Southern
good.
California.
Oh no, she's not singing, y'all.
Oh, well,
leave,
this is
leave that to our
exciting.
guest.
This is exciting. I've been waiting all day to say this. This feature, the person we're featuring today, his name is Dennis Malik Barnes, and he hails from New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, this kid, he's a 16-year-old high school student that's garnered over 180 college acceptance letters and over $10 million in scholarships. Now, before I start talking about success, there is a trifecta with this kid. Both of his parents went to Xavier University, college graduates, and he also went to a school called International High School in New Orleans. Now, what makes this school so special is kids from around the world go to the school, and they specialize in foreign affairs. So when Malik got to the school, he was already fluent in Spanish. He got some A's and B's, but he ended up having a counselor that came alongside of him and helped guide him. And he has a 4.98 GPA. Come on now, 4.9? Amazing. But also, not only did he speak Spanish, all his homework was in Spanish. All his teachers spoke in Spanish. So he had this extra international flavor because of that. And he said, I just kept going and kept going. So he had the guidance of a 2-parent home. He had a school and a counselor that came alongside of him and helped guide his path. And he said, what is your success? He said, my number one success is I believe in God with all my heart. And I thank God each and every day for waking me up. And that is what my success is. I'm like, wow. trifecta: family, support and counselor at the school. The school is important, and he believes in God first and foremost. I mean, you can't get any better than that. And he chose to go to Cornell. So all the schools he chose to go Cornell. And I'm so excited because, especially in today's climate where we're talking about affirmative action, I believe that Mr. Malik Barnes has blown up the sky wide high. He doesn't need affirmative action. This guy's brilliant, but it started at home. And I'm going to give a quote from Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley said that when he speaks at white high schools, 10% of the kids want to be athletes. 10%. But when he speaks at black high schools, 90% want to be athletes and entertainers. How do we turn this around and make 10% of our kids want to be athletes and entertainers? First, 2-parent households or support in the home. Second, choose a school that's going to support your child. And third, and the first answer should be always support God, love him first, and always be in prayer, because with that, you cannot lose.
Amen.
All right.
To that.
Thank you
Good
very much for that, Buff. That was some great information.
Yeah, and before we go to commercial, Gerald, I just want to tap on something that she mentioned, and I think maybe this climate that we're dwelling in currently is that we forget that everything starts from home. I don't hear that very often anymore, but a lot of what we develop and how we develop and what we learn and what we possess internally, externally, it comes from home. So Buff, you hit the nail on the head with that one. And I
researched that.
Yeah,
I researched that. I wanted to see his home life. That's the first structure. His parents are college, and I'm not saying every parent has to be college educated.
Correct.
But what I will say is he had parents that supported him. He said he had support. Second, he went to school. The parents chose a school that would help their son excel. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, he found a person inside the school that paved the way.
Yes.
We all know we are nothing without our support system. And third and first, before he even started his day, I thank God, my God, for waking me up every day and guiding my path. Yes. With the trifecta, not one person, not one child will ever be left behind. So I just want to encourage every parent, every person to put those things in their life. God first, family, and whatever career you want. With that, there will be the life is the limit. The life is the limit.
This is true. And we appreciate you for your support. And thank you for supporting us in our next commercial. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to go to a short commercial break and we'll be right back. Okay, thank you for your patience and thank you for coming back and not leaving us. Thank you. And if you haven't, subscribe to the magazine. Yes. What did she say? She said there's a magazine. Yes. And you can subscribe at thelifemagazine.com. So just go ahead. Reach out and touch us. So, Gerald, our next guest. Oh my gosh, this chef. I mean, I've come across some chefs in my time, but I must say this one has impressed me quite a deal. And Chef Michael Daniels, it's like you can't say his name with just chef. You can't just say Michael. You have to say the whole thing. Chef Michael Daniels, international cuisine chef. I think that says a lot. Don't you think,
I do
Gerald?
too. I do too. I can't wait to get this down to or up to Ohio to try some of this food. So.
There you go. Hopefully he'll bring it to Florida. Just a hint. But anyway, let's welcome our first guest, Chef Michael Daniels.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hi,
Hey.
how are
Hey guys,
you?
how you two beautiful people? Good to see you guys again, man. Great.
It's
Good to
always
see you.
wonderful
Good
to
to see
see
you.
you.
Yeah. All right.
So what's been going on? What's the latest cuisine that you've been attacking your magic on?
Well, Tina, lately, these culinary cooking classes that I have going on, I have folks on waiting lists trying to get in, and it keeps me really, really, really busy. And what they really enjoy about it is that they can come, and whichever theme we're setting for that evening, we may go to France, we may go to a part of India, we may go somewhere in New Orleans, somewhere around the world that people normally probably could not afford, but we'll make it happen right there at the kitchen. We'll set the scene, we'll make the food, we'll attempt to speak the language, and we are on our way in a cooking thing. But outside of that, things are still, steady, being busy. I'm still loving the culinary life. It brings excitement every day to me, every day, every day.
Yes, I can definitely tell. So for those of, those our readers and, viewers out there, give them a little bit of taste of what actually and why, let's just say why this industry, why this profession, what drew you to it?
Tina, that's a very, very good question. But, Buff had talked about the young student prior to me coming on. But she mentioned it started in my household, in my two-parent household, okay? And there are lots of families that love cooking and stuff like that. But I got to tell you, Tina, where we were, it was happening for real. It was big. It was loud. It was fun. So you had to get adapt to it. I have other people in my family that do very, very well in culinary, but it stuck to me in a way to where I wanted to go professionally about it. When you talk about culinary professionally, it steps you up to a new level. Buff mentioned the trifactor.
Yes.
Of everything. But it started out me as a single thing, then it moved to an exacta, then I moved into a trifactor, on to a superfactor. Okay, so it's like everything was all around me. I was learning everything I could. I talked to chefs, I traveled everywhere talking to different chefs and seeing what they're doing. And I never forget my mom and my grandmother told me I had a special God-given talent to do what I am. So I exercised on that. I learned it. I pushed myself, and that's how I came to be where I'm at, where I was loving the cooking classes. I see we have a question.
Yes, we have a question by one of our viewers. You want to go ahead and answer that question? I'll read it for you. Chef, do you hold virtual cooking classes? And that's a great question.
Well, Burl, thank you for asking that question. A lot of people have started asking me that, but these live cooking classes that I'm doing, they're keeping me so kind of busy, but I'm trying to make arrangements to see how we can do that, because that has been a great question for a lot of people. But the main answer to that, I would say, yeah, very soon.
Yeah, I can actually see, I would even be interested in that, so, I mean, and virtual is, technology these days, everything is virtual these days. So I think that would be great to tap into and expand on. So great question. I like that one. So what would be your overall, we know that you have a passion for it. Do you think it just takes passion, or is it just something that's, could someone become a chef if they're just interested in cooking or like cooking? Like, what are those philosophies that you possess or you think you would need in order to actually be a chef? Or does it just take passion?
Tina, in our a few months ago in our article in your magazine, you and Gerald's magazine, we talked about a lot of those things. Okay.
Mhm.
And to do or be at the level where we're at. Okay. Yes, you have to have that passion. You have to have that love, man. You have to see it, smell it, taste it
Mm.
every day. I mean, you sleep with it, you wake up with it, and when people are at you every day, or are inviting you to do something for a special party they're doing, or family would like you to hire, they would come hire you as a private chef, or you go on a yacht excursion with a group of people and you're the chef. You have to learn special things. You have to learn special things. I see we have another question from a
Yes.
lady I know very well.
Yes, and we all adore and respect her very much. So go ahead. You can answer that question.
Okay, the question is, Chef, what is the main ingredient of your success? Well, Desiree, I talked about it just in my last, answer, but, you got to have a love
Mm.
of yourself. You got to have a love of God. You got to respect people, and people got to respect you. They got to like what you're doing. Okay. And I think my main ingredient is that I have a charming personality, and when I cook, I make everybody have fun. My mom taught me how to do that. I mean, I saw her doing that. She was always the life of the party. So I caught on to the groove, and I always want to make sure everybody's having fun. I don't want that person sitting over there in the corner. I don't want that person that just, had an episode, or say maybe lost somebody or whatever. I want everybody to be involved in the situation. So that's what I would say. The main ingredient is loving people as you love yourself.
Amen to that one. That's it. Yeah, I agree.
That's real deep there. I like that. So.
Yeah, thank you. But now, if you think about it, now, if you take that love or that passion and you turn it into what I'm doing with food, pretty amazing, pretty amazing.
The energy is transferable. The love energy that you possess in your meals and your just your techniques alone, because I'm sure there's plenty of techniques, but energy is transferable. So the love is just transferred over to your food. And I think that's a big deal. So that's good. Now I do have a interesting question. And this is something I just
get ready, Chef. When she starts out like that, get ready. Get ready.
This is like really just something I've always thought about. Because in a kitchen, you always have all these utensils and tools and all this. So would there be, like, let's just say 3 top kitchen tools that you, like, a person will always have in their kitchen, no matter what? Is there like 3 main ones that you can use everything and anything with?
Well, first of all, every culinary person is not too far away from their knives. Their set of knives, okay? And I'm not talking about one chef knife or one butcher knife or one fillet knife or one paring knife. All your stuff is there. I mean, that's kind of like a life savings for you. That's a big investment for you. But, you have other things in there. But, at my kitchen, the thing I like to do, it's like you're at home. I have my music. I have my really nice sounding music. And it becomes an event. It's nothing boring, and it's fun working, So that's what we do. But like I would say knives, definitely your saute pans and
would that be like a skillet? Is that a skillet?
Yeah, okay. Your saute pan, and they come in all different kind of sizes and weights and stuff like that. And then on top of that, to make things happen, you got to have your correct product. Okay, you got to have good product. You got to have great beef. You got to have great chicken, great lamb, or whatever you're doing. It's got to be good. And I love working with Angus Prime. I love working with a higher choice in meats. I love Wagyu, even though it's very, very expensive. But I love working with very good fine moose. And then final is all your seasonings that you're going to use to make these things stand out. Desiree has another question.
Yes, and I'm still trying to master macaroni and cheese, but that's another story that we can talk about that another time.
You know what? Put your heart into it, and I bet it'll come out great for you.
All right, so Desiree has another question. She says a question came on your timeline about your thoughts on the most important meal of the day. Is there such a thing?
It really is. It really is. To me, that would be breakfast. I don't like doing anything without having my breakfast. Okay, that's a situation to sit down and have everything you want: your orange juice, your tomato juice, your milk, your bagels, or whatever you're doing, your fruit, your eggs, whatever type of meat entree you got. But that breakfast gets you motivated. It gets you started. Now, my
Is
other
a
thing.
mimosa, is that considered breakfast? Just
Pardon me?
asking for a friend.
What's that?
A mimosa. I'm asking for
Oh,
a friend.
hey,
Is that
mimosa.
like?
Hey, mimosa is part of a breakfast. I don't think
All
you would
right,
want.
that's all I needed to
I don't
hear,
think you
Chef.
want to
We
do a
good.
mimosa every morning though and stuff like that. But it's great for vacations. And then I would say, Tina, after that, and I wouldn't say skip lunch, but I'm saying if you had to skip lunch, definitely dinner time is what's up. Dinner time
Okay.
is what's up with the meals. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Right.
Gerald, you want to take that next one from White Fang Dog Grooming?
Yeah. So she's White Fang Dog Grooming says, "What's your favorite food to cook?" And I think you said what's the favorite meal to cook. So this is the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite food to cook here?
Mm-hmm. I love seafood. That is
Mhm.
always a go-to, you know. And you know
Yeah.
what? I always love pairing chicken and seafood together more than I like doing beef and seafood. But fish, all types of fish, fresh fish. I mean, you can take a whole fish, you can cut it down, and that is the most delicious thing that you can do. I love lobster. I love prawns. I love oysters.
Mhm.
I love scallop. I love all that stuff, man. You
All
know.
right.
And I can
Yeah.
take people that don't like seafood and turn them into seafood lovers. So
Right.
that's what my question would be.
And they're
Yeah.
also looking
I'm
for a brand recommendation on some knives. Looks like here.
I have that issue too. Yes.
She says
Well,
that's her husband's question. So
yeah. Well, you know what? If they would go to my Facebook page or Instagram, they can ask me that question and I'll ask them back because I don't want to just throw a brand out there because actually I have about 5 different brands that I use. Some Japanese brands, some German brands that I use that are very, very, very good knives. You know, a single knife may cost you a paycheck, but you know that's your knife, that's your go-to
Mhm.
knife. You know, so same thing with your pots and things like that. I love using signature chef pots, things like that, because
Oh.
they're designed for cooking. I don't like little thin bottom pots because they burn up your food. I like thick, heavy pots. So when your food gets to cooking, it cooks evenly all the way around.
okay.
Thank you, Gloria.
Yeah, that was a good question too, Gloria, because I go through knives and pots and pans. It's like you don't know what brand or what would be a good one. But I think with you stating the weight of it, Chef Daniels, I think that makes sense. That make a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
All right. We got Shantae Wilson says, "What's a secret spice that most people don't use but can make a few dishes pop?"
Well, here I'm gonna go talking about my spices. It's called all that everything. It's called all that everything because people don't have time reaching in cabinets for 10 different types of seasonings to make their meat taste good. This is a blended
Mhm.
seasoning. It's on my brand. It's called MD Creative Blends, all that everything seasoning.
Oh,
It's
nice.
made
Okay.
up of a lot of different spices, and I'm telling you, when I say you can put it on beef, when I say you can put it on chicken, lamb, goat, whatever you're doing, shrimp, you can do it. And then I have a lemon pepper type with a blended all that seasoning in there. So I find people really kind of enjoy that. And you can get that order that off my website also. So it's called All That Everything Seasoning. So I would say that's a secret spice, Sean T.
And what's your website again?
It's www.mdcreativeblends.com. And I have a couple Facebook, which is Creative Blends with Chef D Cuisine, Michael Daniels, or you can just Google MD Creative Blends and I'll pop up and you can see everything that we're doing, or you can ask your questions and we try to get back to you as soon as we can.
All right.
I like that seasoning. I didn't know you had seasoning, so I'm glad to know that because I have that challenge. I have a cabinet full of seasonings that half of them I don't use.
Yeah.
Well,
It's mainly my husband's fault.
I'm a Stigma. We grew up going to Florida like twice a year, Tina. So anytime you're doing something, I don't like to throw hints, but anytime you or Gerald want to do something down in the area, just let me know, and I will be on my way.
Oh yeah, we're gonna hold you to that because we got a lot of things happening and going on with the Lyfe magazine and all of what we're entailing.
Very proud of you guys. Very proud of you guys, man.
I'm actually a little closer to you than Tina. I'm in Maryland, so
yeah.
Well, you didn't have to say that part, Gerald. I want to see if he would come.
Well, I want to see if he come to me first.
Hey, Gerald, but up by you, man, I can get stuff that I can get in Florida too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love that. So, so thank you again. I was going to say, Dr. Chef. That's how I look at you now. It's like you're a master at it. I see.
Oh man.
But thank you again.
Thank you guys for having me. I guess I'll hang out in the backstage a little while until I guess you guys are going to bring us back toward the end of the show or whatever. Okay.
Yes, we're going to do that.
Really nice seeing and talking to you guys again. This is something really great you guys are doing. Okay.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and we love your support.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Chef Michael Daniels, international chef, I should say. I think that's what I'm gonna start saying. International chef. His stuff is like really like really, worldwide. There you go. We're gonna take the word from you and give it to Chef Daniels.
That's okay. He can have it. He's the man. I told you I'm gonna get up there to Ohio and I'm gonna take in some of that food. So.
It's too cold for me. But anyway, so we're going to run to a quick commercial. Thank you guys again for all your questions. I mean, we can see we have a lot of cooks out there. So this is good. Great interesting questions. We love it. Keep it coming. While we're going to commercial break, go to the lyfemagazine.com and subscribe. Yep, she said it again, y'all. Subscribe. Okay, let's go to that commercial.
All right. Anybody need a lawyer? Check out Chapman. He the man.
Yeah, and I think that's the song. He the man, you the man. Isn't that a song? No?
I think so. We'll ask our next guest, huh?
Yeah, I think because Mariah is on, was when I guess I just keep having all these songs like in my head. Not that I sing like her.
Well, first, we got to shout some people out, right?
Oh, yes. So we have a segment here where we give some shout outs to just, people or businesses and, just to give, how would we say it, Joe? To give them their flowers while they're here. So
there you go. That's a good way of saying it.
Was that good? Did I do that? I did that, right? I did that. Okay.
So who you shouting out tonight?
Well, I mean, one of the shout outs I would like to give, and this may be a little, to the left, and you guys to get used to my personality because I never say anything that's like pretty typical. You'll see. But anyway, my shout out is to Cornerstone Plumbing Company. Why? Because they're always on point and they're such a family-dwelled business. They treat their employees, their customers, like they took such good care of the issue that we had here in the house, not once, but twice, came on call like last minute. And I just love coming across small businesses or mom and pop businesses that really cater and tend to their customers. And I must say, I have to give them their flowers because don't hear about plumbers getting flowers.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely don't hear about plumbers getting flowers.
But they solve my issues, and we are like very happy at this moment, I should say. So yeah, so that would be my shout out.
All right. So I'm shouting out the entire 2023 graduation class, high school.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yes.
because those kids have gone through a whole lot, you know, 2023. So you got to think back a couple of years ago, 2020, the pandemic started, you know, right about the time they was maybe in their second year of high school, college and stuff. And they had to go through all of that to, you know, I remember my high school was uninterrupted, you know. I wish there would have been a pandemic sometime.
You remember your high school? Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
Got jokes. But those kids had to endure a lot going through their time. So that's who I'm shouting out, that entire 2023 class, both high school and college, well, all they had to endure to graduate.
Yeah, and I think that commends a lot. And I mean, especially let's also say your son. I mean, he's one of them. You know, so all of what they had to entail, it was a lot and challenging. There was a lot of trials and tribulations with that. So for them to graduate and then with honors, I mean, come on, that's like, hello, yes.
For the parents too.
Yes, that's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so
who we got next?
I'm with you on that. So Mariah, which let me just say, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it and just get out the way. I interviewed her, well, actually almost a year ago. And the moment I started speaking to this young lady, she possessed such a class, I would say, and elegance that I wish I had at her age. I said it. Yep, I said it. And she just really impressed me. And I think she has a great head on her shoulders, especially being in the industry that she is. And again, go back to what Buff Patterson said. I'm sure it started from home, you know. So let's bring Mariah in. Yes.
Hello. How are y'all?
Hey. How you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored. How are you today?
There you go. All right.
Yes,
you know, I love music guests because you know I play the piano, so I'm a musician.
And I sing a little.
Well, we won't say nothing about that. So welcome, Mariah.
Like that, Miss.
Yes. But again, thank you so much for taking the time out. I'm sure you're busy and, you know, you just grown. And I follow you on social media. So I love everything you're doing and you're so authentic with it. I love that. You're so authentic. There's no, excuse me, Buff, but there's no buffing to it. You know, it's just you authentically. And I thank you for that. So
thank you so much. To God be the glory.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gerald, you have any questions for Mariah?
I want to know about well, actually, I want to know about the business song. That song was the one that we originally had in the magazine about. So I want to know how that song came about.
She had a little attitude with that one.
But it was a good attitude, though.
It was good.
You know, just bringing in a little sass to who Mariah the brand is. Well, actually, that was a spinoff of my first single, which was Material Girl. Material Girl, I was really trying to find myself and really understand, would I let material possessions drive a relationship, or would I want to have things that money can't buy, which is love, attention, time. These are things that you can't get from a store. And so when I went into my second verse with Material Girl, I was starting to find myself and realize the person that I was and the person that I was blossoming into. Going into business, I found myself. I knew who I was, and I was unapologetically me. So it was just great representation of just a turning point in my life. I was at a crossroads. I found the right road to keep on moving forward with, and I wasn't there to play. And that's really where business is.
I love that. Okay. She was unapologetically herself. She said that.
That's right. That's an awesome response to my question. So
That's
I
why I
appreciate
said she has that maturity that, I mean, again, I wish I had it when I was your age, but you know, that's another thing. That's another thing.
that.
But so go ahead, Gerald. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
So do you play any instruments?
You know, I dabble a little bit with piano. I'm probably not like you, Mr. Gerald, and I'm definitely not like my mother. My mother is very gifted in piano, drums, saxophone.
Oh
She does
wow.
everything
Oh,
musically. Yes.
Okay.
So,
really?
I just yes. And you know what's crazy? My mother was the first female to ever make Gremlins band on field as a snare drummer. That's my
All
mom.
right.
Yes. So
Wow. Okay, we're gonna put
that's
you aside. We gotta go get your mama. We need to get your mama.
yes, my mother.
You're
My mother
messing
did
up,
not.
but we need to.
No, my mama deserves her flowers too. So I was
Yes.
Shout her out. Shout out. Do them shout
Yes,
out.
that's
Shout out to my mom,
amazing.
Dr. Sonia Hester. Yes, she, and I love that about her. My anointing though is with my vocal cords, and I'm just gonna stay in my lane proudly.
Okay. We got a question for you that popped up. It said, at what age did you realize you had a love for music and singing?
So I have known that I had the calling to sing, and calling and passion is two different things. My passion is nursing, which I'm actually a NICU nurse by trade. I do that while I'm pursuing my music career. But my calling, what God asked me to do in the earth realm, is music. And I knew that at a very young age. And I knew that about 3 or 4 years old. I told my mother, I sat my mother and my grandmother down one day and I said, I'm going to be a singing pediatrician. And they looked at me and said, oh, yay. And it's crazy how God really turned that around. I became a singing nurse. But I knew as a very, very wee little lad that I was going to be doing music. That's an excellent question.
Awesome. Yeah, a lot of people start young, and especially the really talented ones start really young. So I can see how you started young because you're very talented. So.
Thank you.
Very much so. So Mariah, I have a quick question. So what would you classify your I guess yourself as far as musically? What category, or is there a category? Do they pick categories anymore? Or like what would you classify?
People tend to, try to select and put you in a category so they can really define you a little bit more. I like to define myself as eclectic. I like to gather and hone on different things that I've learned throughout my upbringing, throughout my musical journey, and just really dive into that and make that my overall brand, which is the Mariah brand. So I honestly would not subjugate myself into a box. Right now, I'm really loving the acoustic realm. I love just simple melodies with 4-part harmonies and people really being able to dive deep and really understand what I'm trying to tell them. But I would really subjugate myself as eclectic. I'm just everywhere, but everywhere at once.
Yeah, and there was one forget where you were. I don't know if you was in the studio or maybe because it was like sometime you'll have these I call them singing moments, and you'll be like in your room or in the living room or something, but there's no music in the background. And I think that's so pure and so beautiful that you do that. That's why I say your authenticity is just, I adore that about you. I truly do. It's really commendable because you don't see it often. So, but yeah. So you guys have to check that out on her social media. She does what do you call it again? Because I'm not a singer. I know people think I am.
Just call the music. I just really call them musical snippets, and I really post them on my.
I love.
So it's just something that you go in and out. It won't take too much time out of your day, but it's just something to refill you.
Yes, I think it's beautiful. So we had a question. I think did we have one, Gerald? I thought I seen one pop up there.
No, we had a comment. She said that was awesome. Thank you. It was Gloria Miller's response.
Miss Beryl, do you write your own song? That's an awesome question. I do. I write all of my songs. God has given me the ability to write from shared or lived experiences. And these experiences are things that I have gone through. And in going through these things and it becoming a success of mine, I pray that this story can reach people that may be going through currently what I have gone through, and it'll give them an answer that they need. So I try to write from a realm of substance. Music can be a very, very healing thing, and it can also be destructive depending on what you're listening to or allowing to feed your spirit. I like to write and sing from a place of healing because I want people to come feeling full and feeling whole after they listen to my music.
All right.
Wow.
I think you might have touched on this question right here. So
Yeah.
What genre do you think?
Yeah, she pretty much.
They list me on Apple, Google, Deezer title as R&B and pop. But again, I just like to be me.
Right. Okay.
So another thing that I recognize about you, just again watching you on your social media and so forth, is that you have a great connection. How do you keep that connection to people? Like, what is that thing where you keep that connection to your audience to just keep it so authentic?
Communicating back with people. It's a very simple thing. However, it is so very effective. Every day as content creators, musicians, you name it, you want people to you want to garnish support. You want to have that support. But sometimes, people get very busy and chasing a dream. You're not really communicating with those who are really putting the steps in place to get you to your next level. And so I love to, even if it's a heart or a simple thank you, that is very, very effective because the person who is supporting you, they don't have to. At the end of the day, they don't have to like what you do. They don't even have to comment. They don't have to like. This is all free reign. And so me saying thank you for being a part of my journey, it's amazing how effective that is because it's almost like, wow, this person sees me as a person, not just somebody else commenting, and you start to develop a more close-knit relationship. So I don't think I have fans. I definitely believe that I have family.
Oh, that's so sweet.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm impressed.
See, I told you. I mean, I'm telling the truth. I'm speechless.
So I just want to know, is it possible we can get a verse or two?
Of course. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do my single that I have, Maybe, that's out right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Slow pause, rewind. I wanted this for a long time. Your hand in mine, our hearts in line. Your heart, skies less gray. Love outweighs struggles and pain. Hold me close, don't let go. No one even has to know. Say yes, say no. But know my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no. But never say maybe.
Is that not beautiful?
That's awesome. Yeah. That is awesome.
I love it.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Of course. No
beautiful.
problem.
Oh my gosh, you like got me a little. Whew, let me fix myself. Got me getting all emotional and stuff.
Now you know somebody can make you get emotional by singing a cappella. Like, come on now.
This is what I say. That's why you have to check out her social media. She does this all the time, and it's so beautiful.
Y'all should be running over there to Apple and downloading her songs right now. Y'all should be blowing up Apple, downloading them songs.
Yes, absolutely beautiful. But Mariah, you know, I adore you. I just appreciate you for taking time out of your schedule and your time to just really, chat with us little people. And we will continue to watch you and just, help you as much as we can, and whatever we can do, we're there. But we're really enjoying your journey, and thank you for allowing us to join that with you.
Can I get one more question?
Yes, of course.
I don't think you told me.
Greedy, man, just greedy.
You told me about business, but you didn't tell me about maybe. How did that come about? And that's the latest song, right?
That is the latest song. So maybe is really just seeking a solidified answer. We live in a day and age now that we are so comfortable with gray spaces in our lives, because we are just scared of the no's, but we're even more terrified of the yeses, because we don't know what that yes is going to lead us to. So really, maybe it's just a song that just wants a solidified answer. And it's crazy because some people think it's really in terms of a relationship, but you can really, it's really applicable to anything in life, whether you want to move on to the next step in a relationship, in a job, with self-discovery. Sometimes we just got to remove ourselves from those gray spaces and just live in the authenticity of a solidified answer. So that's really what that song is about.
All right. Great. I know you mentioned Apple, but where else can people get your songs from?
So you can get it anywhere that you have downloadable music. So Google, Apple, Deezer, Spotify, even just really anything. Tidal, you name it. YouTube Music, I'm on there. But if you follow me on my social medias, Instagram, I am Mariah Official. Facebook, Mariah Hester, and I also have a YouTube channel where I do shorts, like Miss Tina was talking about, and different other musical things. That's Mariah Hester. You follow me on those things, and you'll be the first to know on what's coming up with Mariah.
All right.
I love it. Thank you again, sweetie. Thank you.
It's me.
All right. She got me all worked up. Okay.
we got an impromptu a cappella song.
Wow. And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So before we go to our commercial, again, give everyone, everyone that has, opportunity to check out Mariah's social media, please do so. Also, yes, I'm going to say it again, subscribe to the Lyfe magazine, lyfemagazine.com. Mariah was in it. She was she was there. So you'll see and learn more about her as well. But definitely check her out. And, we're going to go to a short break and we'll be right back.
All
See,
right.
I can't do it like Mariah did. I just need to stop. I just need. That song just make you want to dance. Right?
I thought you were gonna say something about the dogs, because I know that's all you right there.
Oh my gosh, I'm always about my dogs. I love my dog, and that's actually my groomer. So I love my groomer. She's the best ever. But yes, love my doggies. So what we have coming up next, Gerald?
We have the Poetry Corner next.
Yes.
with Randy Norman is our poet for the evening. So now we have to preface this video with it. It's not very loud in the beginning, so pump up the volume so you can hear everything that she's got to say, because it has some powerful meaning to it. So
yes.
So this is the Poetry Corner.
Somewhere along the line, I got asked to do a piece for New Year's Eve around the theme, and I was like, "Oh, okay, God, okay, act bigger." Like, I've been working on that, right? I've been working on that. So, okay, we can do that. Associate higher. Oh, I can do that, because I think I've started to surround myself with people who, are smarter than me and are more gifted than me, and, they can help me grow. That's good. But the assignment that I got was believe larger. I don't dream. I was really struggling with that. So I was having a conversation with God about it. Because I don't write, he does. And I said, well, it's the assignment. And you already know I'm having a little challenge with that. So I don't know what we're going to do. And so, you know, he started to talk to me. And this is kind of how our conversation went. So I'm sitting here wondering, what am I going to eat? I'm hungry and thirsty. Sure could use some shoes for these old feet. Because, you know, I'm concerned about basic things, just regular old stuff. You know, and for some of y'all, you know, that might sound a little something like this too, you know. This car that I'm driving ain't worth the rims that it's on. But I gotta rock something until my boy put me on to this gig. He's working, it ain't in my field. Just something to hold me to this chick, cop a deal. Because I was worried about, you know, my finances and just regular stuff. You know, just regular stuff, you know. And, you know, and then, you know, we started to talk a little more. And we said, you know, ever wonder why your ends, they ain't much as meeting? And wonder why your promise in and present help won't seem to make a greeting? Why my ends ain't meeting? I don't understand why they're not coming together. They're not doing this right here. I don't know. Is it the words that I say or the thoughts that I think? Do the lilies of the field worry about their clothes or what they will drink? No, they don't. So what I got to do? His thoughts are higher than mine, and if he's living in me, then bigger and larger is what I should see. While I'm standing here worrying about my everyday needs, he's whispering, I got that, I want you to dream. So what does dreaming actually look like? Believing for the things you can't see and can't touch. The things that seem ridiculously more than enough. If you can dream it, I can do it. And even greater than that. Exceedingly abundantly is what I said. And I meant that. When you come to yourself and realize who you are, your thoughts start to line up. And you begin to see far. His thoughts, they aren't hidden from our view. If you ask, he has no choice but to share them up with you. He promised if you ask, he'd give it unto you. Do you trust him at his word and believe his promises are true? You know, that's not a rhetorical question. It's not. And if we believe it, then some things have to happen, right? So our confession must change to line up with the word. No more walking on our own or using our own sword. This battle of the mind, it requires big guns. Our inheritance is on the line. And yes, there are spoils to be won. It's called legacy. It's called generational wealth building, right? Right? And so when we begin to change the way we think, then we can confess, hey, this year will be my greatest yet. My eyes are on the throne. I choose to believe the larger things and leave good enough all alone. Bye, Felicia. Hey, bye, 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 bye. You say, bye, 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 bye. You say, bye, 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 bye. You say, bye, 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 larger. Hey.
All right.
That was good.
That was good. Yeah. Believe larger.
Bye.
I knew you like that part.
In my head now.
Yeah, believe larger. You know, don't believe in smaller stuff. Believe in the large stuff. You know.
Yes.
I think we was talking about that before the show. Remember?
I was getting ready to say, yeah, and I think Mariah said something about yeses and nos, or was it Buff? I wasn't sure which one it was, but anyway, it was just, we're not always ready. We're looked to hear the no's, but we're not quite ready for the yeses neither. So it was actually pretty good. So love it.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, hi, Randy. I love it. Bye bye. That's my thing now, Randy. I got this.
Oh my goodness.
I got this.
Oh my goodness. So now, Randy, you're gonna have her singing that all night long.
Bye bye. As soon as my husband asks for something out of the kitchen, bye bye.
Lord. So we got one last commercial coming up for you, and then on the other side of that commercial, we'll get to introduce you to Dr. Vanessa R. Johnson, a very good friend of mine. She's doing some great work out there, and yes, she is a doctor now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about that. So after the commercial, stay tuned. Dr. Vanessa Johnson will be with us.
Bye bye.
Hi, I'm Leandria Owens, proud owner of LA Owens Luxurious Lifestyle Boutique, which encompasses everything luxurious from skincare to hair care, spa collection, and home collection, featuring hotel collection and Aroma 360 products. Everything is absolutely luxurious when you shop LA Owens. Visit today.
All right. L.A. Owens is another one. She was on that spring cover.
Yes.
That just came out back here in April, I believe it was. So we was blessed to have her on that cover, and she tells a great story. So make sure you go and pick up that spring issue as well as the summer issue. Get two.
And she will be on the show.
And she will be on the show. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing we enjoy doing here at Lyfe, is like supporting other businesses, small businesses, large businesses. We just love support. And we're just big on that. So that's something that I would like to give us our flowers on, because we do that very well.
Right.
And you're welcome.
Okay. So Dr. Vanessa R. Johnson, come on in and let us talk to you for a minute.
Hey. Good to see you guys in person again.
I know, it's been a long time.
Wow.
Yes. So as you know, I've been knowing you for 8 years now. So, and you know, we've talked a whole lot. You know, we met way back in the Standing Firm days, and you know, I've seen you grown, and now you just recently got your doctoral degree, Dr. Johnson. So why don't you start by telling us, about getting that doctorate degree, and what you have it in, and that kind of thing.
Okay, the process when I met you guys, well, I met Tina first before I met you, Jared.
Yes. Sorry, not sorry.
Great time. When I started on the doctoral journey, of course, I was working on my master's at the time when I met Tina. And at that time, I had no idea that I was going to complete that process. But at the time, I was taking care of my mother. And I knew that starting Blue Moon 211, Suicide Awareness and Prevention, that in order to be able to give back into the community and to also to help heal individuals, I had to go one step further. So I enrolled in the master's program, and I attained my master's in Christian counseling. And I chose Christian counseling because I'm able to use those skills and talk about God without any penalties, because my clients know that I'm a Christian counselor. So, and I love that, because you can't have hope without having faith. And in order for individuals to continue to move on, they have to have faith, and they have to believe in a higher power. So I'm able to use that in my counseling practice. So as I continue to move on, when it was presented to me, do you want to move further? And I was like, oh my God, doctoral program?
Believe larger.
I can't do that.
Believe larger. So yeah.
That's just too much. That's too much. It's going to take away too much time. And I'm like, I don't think I'm smart. You know how you tell yourself you're not smart enough. You're not
we
good
create
enough.
our own stories.
Right, right. And I had to take back and say, you know what? I'm smarter than the next person. I can do that. I have those skills. I love to write. So writing a dissertation should come easy for me.
Right.
And I was told, well, you're not writing a dissertation like you're writing a storybook, Miss Johnson. It's a little different. I'm like, okay, I can adjust. I can do that. And my mom, before she passed on, she told me, she said, when you graduate, I'm going to be there with you. And when I walked across that stage to get my master's degree, I felt my mom on my shoulder.
There you go.
And I knew she was there helping me to make that journey a lot easier. So after that, going into the doctoral program, I knew this was for me and for my generations to come. I didn't think about my kids. It was just like, whoa, this is for my grandkids.
Right. Yeah.
Grandma is going to be a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was for my generations to come, because I knew my kids already had it, and they had their kids, and their kids were are able to see all of my kids, get their college degrees and education. And so this was for the generation and generations to come. So I wanted to tie something into suicide prevention, and I wasn't sure. But after working in the community and working in the field, and I saw that working with African American females, a lot of the females did not understand the different assessments that counselors were giving them. They didn't understand the type of treatment or what type of treatment to ask the counselor when they come in. And a lot of counselors did not go into details to tell their clients what type of treatment that they were treating them for. And they didn't understand terms like depression and anxiety, being in African American community. Well, in a community, we all experience anxiety and depression without even realizing that we are having those moments that we need to talk to someone. So during my dissertation, I had to change it probably 3 times. I was told it was too clinical, and it was too this, and it was too that. And on residency 2, that's when my breakthrough came.
Oh, wow.
2 days I had researched over 100 articles. Wow. And I was told, you can't use this. And I was like, what do you mean? I have all this information, and I've started on the dissertation, and you're telling me I can't complete it? And he said, no, I didn't say you couldn't complete it, but a lot of this you can't use. And I had to really do some soul searching. So I went back to the hotel room because I was in residency 2, and I prayed. I got on the computer. I said, God, I know you did not bring me this far to leave me. And I'm going to obey and listen to your voice like I have in the past. And you're going to help me. So I got on the computer, and I heard in that voice in the back of my head say, write.
Wow.
Just write.
Right.
Write. And I'm like, write what? So I started typing. Sure enough, I came up with licensed counselors, assessments, and treatment for at-risk suicide of African American women.
Wow. That is so commendable.
Yeah. So, and I went back to residency on that last day, and I had to give my presentation. And I told the professor, I said, here it is. And he said, where did you get this from? I said, I did it last night. I said, here it is. I stayed up 2:00 in the morning, and I have what it needs to be completed, because this is what individuals need when they go to counseling.
Right.
And I gave that presentation, and the rest is history. I was able to expound on it, do my research. I interviewed probably over 30 counselors internationally because I didn't want to center to one part of the United States. I wanted to get viewpoints from counselors all over the United States. And I was able to complete that. And here I am now. Had no idea.
Yes.
I was going to be the counselor sitting behind the scene, helping clients with what I researched on.
Okay.
Wow.
And when did you get your doctoral degree?
At Grand Canyon University.
When?
October. Well, I will take that back. May of 2022, and I graduated in October.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely, Amanda.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
great. That's
Applause.
great.
Definitely applause.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know
that.
I know I had some working with you with your Blue Moon 211.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. That's right.
I actually consulted with you on one of my books, the book about suicide. So I appreciate that, by the way.
Well, thank you. I appreciate what both of you guys have done. I remember meeting Tina, and I had left my wallet at home. I had dropped in.
I was like, girl, I ain't got no money.
Yes, and I was like, oh my God, I'm at this event and I'm hungry. She said, girl,
I got you.
What do you want? And I was
I'm gonna have to use that one next time I see you.
That's only for doctors. That's only for doctors.
Hey, Tina, I left my wallet at home.
Well, you better go get it.
But it was so
funny. Bye-bye.
I did. It was in the driveway when I got back. You see how God kept it? I was gone all day long, like 4 or 5 hours at an event. Mm-hmm. And we were probably like 20 miles, 25 miles outside of Tampa.
Yeah. And
when I got back, my wallet was still sitting there with the monies and everything still in it. So that was a blessing. That was one of those disguises that we always see. And I found a friend in Tina.
Yeah. I always love you, and I just respect you so much. I just love it. So I have a quick question. So what made you know that you was up for this type of job? Like, what made you feel like, okay, if this is what you're saying, God, I can do it? Like, how did you know, like, you're up for it? Like, you could be the chosen one, so to speak. How did you know that you would be able to hold that flag and deliver it so gracefully as we see now?
You know, Tina, life experiences. I never knew that God was preparing me for my journey, for my path, until I went back to Tampa to take care of my mother. And that's when I received that vision for Blue Moon 211. And everything that I've ever been through in my life now, I have a story to tell each one of my clients.
Wow.
They're going through similar to the same things. I don't care what culture they're from. Everybody has a story, and you would think that your story is something out of the whack. I hear a lot of stories, and my heart goes out. And if I can redirect and re-guide, my clients on a straight path, a path of healing. I heard the young lady say music. I love music because I do meditation with my clients, each one of my clients, before they leave the section. And they love it.
Yeah, I like that.
My life experiences, I'm able to help guide my clients in and out of whatever they're going through into their healing journey.
Yes. I love that. That's really good. I just have so much respect for you. So we have a question from Beryl. What challenges have you encountered counseling? Good question.
Thus far, not any. I love to talk. But one of the things I had to learn was to listen. You have to.
I think we still learning. A lot of us doing that.
Critical think, and I teach also at a college level, so I teach critical thinking, and that allowed me to think. Okay, this you have to use this option. You can't use option A. You got to learn how to listen, and I think that would help me through the counseling experience.
That's true. And I can see where counseling, you definitely have to be more of an active listener.
Yes.
Than speaking, because you have to listen. Yeah, that makes sense. And I think some of us, we're still trying to listen.
It's not easy. That's the hardest thing to do.
Oh, yes, because many people want to be heard. They don't want to listen. They want to be heard. Well, you got to listen first to be heard.
Right. And I have to sit on my hands a lot
Oh,
because I have to make myself be still. That's part of the technique I tell my clients. When your thoughts are racing, sit on your hand. And if you're sitting on your hands, you're focusing on your hands and not your mind, and it slows that process down, along with the deep breathing that I teach my clients, and it makes you calm down.
Okay.
Now that's a technique that I would probably try as soon as we're done tonight. I would definitely try that, because that sounds like, oh, okay. I think because I talk with my hands so much that my husband is always like, put your hand down. You put your hands down. Because I talk with my hands so much. But I'm gonna definitely adopt that, because that's actually a good little tip there. So speaking of tips, what would be like let's say, I wouldn't even say the top tip, but what would be like, if you could just get people to just hone in or practice this tip or tool in their life, they would have somewhat of a balanced life in a sense, or be on the route to a better life. If people would just learn to, like we said, listen, what would the other one be?
Living in the present moment. You can't change the past.
Yeah.
But you can look forward to the future and pray that our past will not be part of our future. And also to bring those positive things from your past into your future. So if you're living in the present moment, you're thinking about things that are going on now and things that you can change to be better. So I talk to my clients about mindfulness, positive psychology, learning to love self. Self-love is the most important thing you can have, because if you don't love self, you can't love others. So practicing loving self and living in the present moment and taking the time out to breathe correctly.
So when you get that tip about sitting on your hands, I think somebody said they definitely needed to hear that tip.
Oh.
I'm one of them.
I wonder who that is. I'm trying to figure out who this person is.
I don't know who that is.
Slow that process down. Like someone told me,
he got the same last name as you though, Tina.
Why you all in my business, Joe? Stay in someone else's present. Don't be in my present, right, Dr. Johnson?
Yeah, so now he got some ammo now. Go ahead, brother.
Enough. Let's get back to the doctor, please. But Dr. Johnson, where's your office at? Is it in Tampa? Like, where are you located?
I'm in Georgia.
Oh, you're in Georgia.
Yes, I moved back to Georgia so that I can complete my education, and I still work with the Blue Moon 211, give workshops, and I still come to Florida a lot.
Definitely let me know when you're back, please.
Okay, I sure will.
Yeah.
Do you have a website or anything where somebody wanted to reach out to you?
Yes, you can go to www.bluemoon211.com.
Okay.
Or Facebook, Blue Moon 211. I have the Central Georgia location and also the Florida location.
All right.
Oh, okay, good.
And if you are in Georgia, you can go to psychology.com, look up Dr. Vanessa Johnson, and you will see where I'm located. And I get a lot of my clients off of psychologytoday.com. Psychology.
Wow. And this is just to commend you again. And I just love to give, appreciation and just flowers. I just love to just show people love. But it's great to see or knowing someone when they're, from one stage to another. You know what I mean? And it's like, when I met you, that was a different stage. And here it is, the present stage. That's such a grateful thing to me. I just love seeing that.
Yeah.
I love that. I had that opportunity to see you grow and just deliver your presence on different stages, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And
Getting a doctor's degree isn't easy either. So
Exactly.
yeah,
I mean,
so that's a great accomplishment.
That's
a lot of
huge.
commitment. So if you're going on that journey, you know you have to be committed. You have to be committed. You have to be committed and allow God
to a woman.
Allow God to lead you and guide you. And that's always I tell everybody, you know, I didn't do it by myself.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. It's always good to give that acknowledgement to the first and foremost, because you ain't do it by yourself.
Right.
It wasn't just you. So yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on tonight. We appreciate you taking some time to drop some knowledge on us and inspire us.
And
I might be on your couch soon. Who knows? I'll be like, Dr. Johnson,
come on down.
Keep holding my hands under my legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna run out and get my doctoral degree now.
I'm not doing
go
that.
For it, Arthur Anderson.
Go for it, Dr. Anderson, right?
Yes. I really appreciate you. You have really inspired both you all, really helped me out. And I thank you, Gerald, for allowing me to be able to pass that information and that knowledge on in Lyfe magazine, you know, with those articles. So that anything that I can give back to the community, I'm always available, you know, with the time now that I'm starting to teach because I do teach sociology, psychology, and critical thinking.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Absolutely.
All right.
Dr. Johnson.
Yeah.
So Tina, we're gonna bring everybody back for close out.
Thank you again. You bring everyone back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Patterson.
I think Mariah had to leave, so we, at the end of the show, we like to bring everybody back and tell you, we appreciate you being here, allowing us to interview you. This is the very first Lyfe Live show, so you guys are the very first people that we've had on the show to interview. So we're thankful for you. We don't take it for granted.
Amen. That's the truth. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't wait to have you on again to just share to the world all of what you're doing and your continuing growth and expansion in life. And they say, you want the world to change, become what it should be and what it should look like. Right, Buff?
That's right.
All right.
So thank you guys again, and we'll see you all again very soon for sure.
Hey, thank you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.